Hello friends, I am Shravana Lakshmi Pisapati and welcome to my channel Sparkling Future. Today we will discuss about broadcast variables in a Spark job. Before starting with today's topic, I request all of you to subscribe to my channel, share the videos with your friends and click on the bell icon for the notifications of the latest videos. So coming into the today's topic, broadcast variable. So what is a broadcast variable? Broadcast variables are the shared variables, these are read-only variables. These are the shared variables available in Spark for reducing the shuffle operations. Broadcast variables allow the programmer to keep a read-only variable cached on each machine rather than shipping a copy of it with the task. And what is the need of the broadcast variable? So let's say we have a lookup or any small data set and we have to join that with another larger data set. In such cases, Spark allows you to broadcast the smaller data set or any lookup kind of table in each stage. So the data that is broadcasted this way is cached in a serialized form and deserialized before running each task. This way, the shuffle operations can be avoided to make the Spark jobs faster. So when to use the broadcast variable is when you have to join two or more tables and you have a smaller data set in that among that two or three data sets. In such cases, you will use the broadcast variable to cache this smaller data set across the executor so that the shuffle operations will be reduced. So what are the benefits of using broadcast variable? It's like this is mainly used for improving the performance, because if you are not broadcasting any lookup or small kind of tables or something or any data in a broadcast variable, every time when you are joining two data sets, right, they will be shared across all the other partitions and the shuffle will happen between each and every partition. So now because we are copying the broadcast variable, the data, the the data, a copy will be available in each executor. So because of that, it no need to go out of the partition, right? When the operation is happening, when the transformations are getting applied, it will happen within the partition, which will reduce the shuffle operations and which ultimately improve the performance of the Spark job. So how to declare these variables in the code base? So let's look into some sample code to see how we can use the broadcast variable. So friends, this is the sample code that we are going to discuss today. I have created the Scala object, defined the main method, set this property to resolve the winutils.exe exception, created the Spark session, and I have a data frame. This is the data frame. Here if you see, it has 4 columns: web server host, domain, log date and the request. One which is comma separated, which is it's a CSV file. Second column, third column, and the last one is the request. I mean, usually the web logs will be in this format. So now wherever this host name is there, usually we will not show the sorry, we will not show the host name to the end user. We usually try to hide that and we will put it in this HTTP or some other format. Here I am just taking this as a sample. So I am creating a lookup. See, this df I have created for this log data CSV. This is the log data CSV. So header is present. This is a CSV file. So I am saying that spark.read.option header equal to true, and this CSV file is this log data.csv. So now this entire log data.csv is created as a data frame. Now I am creating a value called lookup. In this lookup, it's a map, Scala map, means it will have key and value, Scala maps, right? So this is the key. So whenever we search for this value, this key, this is the value of it. So wherever this host IP address comes, this will be the host name for that. Similarly these two. So these values are present in under the web server host in the input file. You got it right? So whenever these are there, we have to change that to this format. So it's like a lookup. Okay. So now how to declare the broadcast variable? So val broadcast variable spark context dot broadcast of this lookup, wherever we created the map, right? Column map, it will show you map of string comma string. So that lookup we are passing it here as a broadcast. So this lookup we are broadcasting until this spark context. Okay, I mean the scope of that is the life of the spark context. So this is the broadcast name, variable name that we are assigning that lookup to this value. And then we have to import this implicits, spark.implicit, to get this advanced functionality. Then I am taking entire columns. Instead of hard coding the header, I am taking the columns into columns variable. If you see, it will be array of strings, which means which will have only the columns. So what I am trying to achieve here is, in this data set, wherever the host name is there, hide that, don't show to end user. Instead, replace that with this value. That is the requirement. So for that, what we have to do is, we have to pass this host name which is present in the input file, and we have to fetch the, for this key we have to fetch this value and then display in the final data frame. So for that, what I am doing, that is broadcast def equal to df.map. This is the df which has this CSV file. df.map, map will apply the functionality to each and every element that is present in the data frame. So map here I have taken row for just like I mean it's very easy to identify. So for that you can use anything x, comma x, y, c, a, b, whatever you want, you can use it. So for each row, get this IP address like row, because now this entire data frame is inside this map, right? So from the row means from the data frame get string of 0, which means the first column which is get string of 0. So val IP address equal to row dot get string of 0, and then we have created a broadcast variable here, right? How to fetch the value from there? This is the way we can fetch the value from a broadcast variable. It's like, because these are read only variables, we cannot update it, and by using dot value, broadcast var dot value dot get IP address. IP address is get of 0. So we are passing this IP address as input to this broadcast variable, and we are saying that get value of this IP address. Okay, so which means this keys. So we are passing this and we are asking to get the values, and we are creating a host name variable, and we are assigning that value to here. So this is the way we will declare the broadcast variable, and this is the way we will fetch the values from the broadcast variables. And then because this is a map, I am returning all the columns from the I mean after we have to modify, right? Because for each IP address we have to update that with the host what is that host name, I mean from if this replacement should happen, right? So now currently this is there in the input file, and we have to replace that with this. So we are using that broadcast variable, and we are saying that first, instead of it has the web server host, right? So now we are saying that modify that, I mean replace that with this host name, then the rest of the values. There are other 3 fields, right? 3 columns. So we are saying that return that as well. And in the 2df we are saying columns, which means it will give the header names, because now here we don't have any header names here, right? So here it will give the column names to that header, and finally we are saying that display that whatever is available in this broadcast data frame. So now what we have done is, we have read a CSV file, created a lookup, created the broadcast variable, we have applied the wherever IP address is there, right? For the IP address we have fetched the this host name, and we have created a map out of it and applied the column names to that, which is header names to that, and we are displaying that data frame. So this is the way we will declare the broadcast variable, and we will use it in a program. but in production and all, you can clearly see very good performance improvement of a Spark job if you are using the broadcast variables when you are broadcasting any smaller data sets. Okay. And also usually to release all the resources that the broadcast variable copied onto executors, we can call unpersist method, df dot unpersist method. And also to permanently release all the resources used by this broadcast variable, right, we can use a destroy method. Okay, so let me run this code and see what is the output of it. So this is the input, right, web server host and other details. Now we will see what will be the output of it. See friends, you can see, right, under the web server host you can see that IP address is not at all there, and it is replaced by the HTTP other whatever we have mentioned in the maps, and rest of the columns are fine. So this is the way we can have a lookup and we can broadcast that in the Spark job. And you can use unpersist for releasing the memories, and use the destroy for deleting permanently. And once you do that, when if you wanted to use the same broadcast variable, you have to recreate it. Otherwise the broadcast, because memory is already released, you will not be having that the memory, and the broadcasted copy will not be there in the executors. Okay. Okay friends, thank you for watching the video. I hope this is helpful to you. Please subscribe to my channel for more interesting learnings. Thank you.